Poducer.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Poducer, the podcast for producers. Today, we're joined by Backpack Beatz.
Yo, what's poppin'? Appreciate you for having me. Man.
Yeah, dude, of course, man. No more free beats, man.
Yeah, you see it. No more free beats here, too. You know, we here. We here. No more freebeats.com. Shameless plug.
People love No More Free Beats. Like, I remember I was sitting down with this other guy, Copycat, and he makes, like, bass music and stuff, and he's like, dude, that No More Free Beats ad's funny. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
Because I think as a producer, you probably run into that. People wanted free beats from you regardless.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're at the bottom of the list, for sure. Like, we're definitely at the bottom of the list.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is your host, Jerry. Before we get into today's episode, I'd just like to ask you to please go and engage with the podcast. If you can leave a review, if you're listening on a podcast platform like Apple or Spotify, hit that 5-star button. You can leave comments now. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if you can on Apple, but you can on Spotify. But yeah, all of that, just that engagement really helps me because we're trying to get into the algorithm, that pesky algorithm that we're all trying to fight. If you guys are listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. Let me know if there's any artists that you'd like to see on the show. Maybe I can make that happen. I know I'm probably being annoying, but you gotta do it, and you can go do it right now. Like, it's right on your phone. You can just push the button. Anyway, let's get back to today's episode. Thank you for listening. Love you. Peace.
It's funny, like, just on the monetary side, like, your engineer gets paid, your videographer gets paid, your weed man gets paid. You know, when
the weed man, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, but when they come to the studio, they're like, all right, there you go.
Yeah, you know, so, and then, like, you know, the producer's always like the last person, and we're the one that provides like the canvas, you know, but that's just like on the monetary side. But then, like, the thing that I always try to say, especially like whenever I talk about the brand, is like, as a producer, just like never sell yourself short too, because like nothing is for free. Like, even like sweat equity, you know, just like make sure you're getting out something that you're putting in, if that makes sense. So like, it could be like an opportunity or something like that, or even just like networking for something like that, right? It's just like nothing that you're doing like is for free, you know. So I feel like just like wearing that on the hat, you know, wearing that on the chest is always a great reminder, you know, and it's a conversation starter too. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's, I mean, like, because I'm thinking like nothing is created or destroyed, that kind of principle, but I guess is it like kind of partly to empower, to like think about like, yo, like the shit that you do has meaning and is worth something, that kind of vibe?
Yeah, nah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. You know, whenever we shout out to Duck World again, you know, we have like these conversations like all the time, you know, just like trying to, you know, see where people's heads are at, you know, like I was talking to my man Before Lasers, shout out Before Lasers.
Big shout out.
Yeah, you know, like some of the stuff that we do, a lot of the stuff that we do is just like super inspirational, and like usually, you know, that's the what's the word that I'm looking for? That is the price. That's the price, you know, or that's like the inspiration is like, you know, that spark, you know, that could keep somebody from quitting making beats, you know. He was telling me, you know, he was talking to a producer, and they said that they were like really, really close to quitting until like they saw like the stuff that we do, and they saw like the community that we build. You know, so that goes back into that, like you said, like nothing is you know, everything that's built is, you know, not destroyed. I'm not gonna quote you exactly because I don't know 100%, but yeah, like none of it's for free, man. Like that's really it. It's just a constant reminder and a constant the slogan is, like I said, the reminder just to keep going, you know. So yeah,
that's real. No, I resonate with that because especially, I mean, dude, I have this concept where sometimes it feels like I'm just starting so many things.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be tough when you're not getting that validation that, like, you know, you do have that many people supporting you. You do have like the monetary gain from it. And I mean, I guess part of it, the way that I think about it also is like, it's not free, because also, like, you know, when you make stuff, it, like, that does something for you. Like the energy you put into that can also give you something back. So like, just in an energy exchange way.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not free. Like, you had to put in the work to get to that point.
Yeah.
So like, don't think that, like, because also I'm super critical. I'm like, dude, we're just gonna delete this project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just nullify it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I like it.
I appreciate
like
it.
that, yeah.
I really do appreciate it, because I never really like have like the conversation. Like I never like dive deep into like the why, as far as just like as far as no more free beats, but like really everything that you said, like that's exactly like what it's for, because
It's good for people that are starting.
yeah, exactly, you know.
Yeah.
It's like,
And maybe you're in it and you're just like, yeah, I'm not getting
Yeah.
anything out of it.
yeah, and it's like it's like you said, you may think you're not getting anything out of it, but it's just like, when you see that, it's, you know, you're getting something, you know. Like for me, this, I don't make beats for a living. Like this is definitely like a side job sort of thing. I wouldn't say it's a hobby, because like, you know, I'm getting a little bit of money from
because
it, you know?
this man is fucking goated.
Nah, I'm not.
I'm gonna
just
say that.
here.
You don't
I'm
see.
just here.
See, that's it.
I'm
That's
just
what
here.
I. Yeah.
Nah, it's just like I just keep my head down and just keep moving, you know. Like that's all. That's really all I know how to do. I've been making beats since 2007. But I didn't get good till like 2012, and a lot of my friends that I made music with, like in college, like I'm one of the few that didn't give up. You know what I mean? So that's really what it is. You know, we keep it moving.
There's something to sticking with something, seriously.
Yeah.
Just like, I stopped doing the podcast, like I started it like 5 years ago or something, stopped during COVID, restarted it, and now it's just like, when you just do it more and more, you start layering on, like, you learn. You don't think that you're gonna learn more. You're like, you think that you know everything you got to do, but then every time you do it, you learn something.
Yeah, not
you know?
for sure. And like you see that. Like, how long you been making beats?
I mean, I got my first pair of speakers and Ableton and like Focusrite interface, and I bought the push all at the same time. I would like fucking
went all in.
I mean, dude, because I was going to community college, so I saved a lot of money, and I was like, I want to do this, and that was back in 2012. Yeah. I mean, there was a period of time in there when I was in college that I wouldn't say I was like really actively making beats. I was studying like music production or like audio production stuff. But yeah, I mean, and then as of lately, I haven't been making too many beats. I still slip some in sometimes, but mostly just podcasts.
Right. So I asked that to ask this. So like, even though like you're like off and on with it, like you see the improvement from like the last time you made beats versus the first time you made beats.
Yeah, I will say that like the muscle memory is there, and like, and I also look at new tools and like watch people and what they do. So when I come back to it, I have a like newfound view of maybe what I want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that you still got to sharpen that sword, like we were talking more about before the podcast. My sword for podcasting is pretty sharp, but my sword for making music is dull, and that makes me feel
I feel
weak,
that.
dude. I'm like, fuck.
It's just another avenue, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's it. It's like you're not staying still. Like something is going on, you know. So that's all you can ask for
sure.
You know, it's like it's definitely a seesaw. Like, you know, like the more you do something, the less that something is getting done. But like still something is getting done, and you know that's something that like you want to do. So it's just like whenever you don't have that thought of, you know, that there's something that you have to do, that's whenever it's a problem, you know. So you're good
for sure. No, I feel good about it. I like told myself I don't have the bandwidth to do both. So and I really enjoy doing this. So
I mean, you're really good.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. Yeah,
of course.
I just feel like partly not that many people that I know are doing it, so it's like kind of fun to explore in that sense. It's kind of like, Yeah. Anyway, this isn't about me. This is about you. Let's we got to do our boilerplate question, which is what was your first concert that you went to, not played?
First concert that I went to. The first versus I can't count that one because I played it. Okay, so the first concert that I went to, my freshman year of college. Shout out to Tallahassee, shout out to FAMU, shout out to FSU. There's a like bar / club called Potbellies, and the first show that I went to, Big Sean.
Oh, dude, we were talking about Wiz before the episode, but like
hella blog era stuff.
Big Sean, that first couple,
So this was like
he's still good,
incredible,
but like went more mainstream, pop. What I don't know. Anyways, keep going.
So this show was Big Sean. I forgot who all. I think it was like a lot of local people who opened up for Big Sean, but this was like right when Finally Famous, the mixtape, came out. Like super crazy time, and
do it.
Yeah, for real. This is when he had like the teaser snapbacks, and he had the POW chain and all that.
Oh my god, I remember those were so hot for a second. But specifically, he rocked them.
The teaser hats and the POW chain. I remember they had like the little pocket T-shirts with the handkerchief in it and all that. Fashion was fire back then. But yeah, that was my first concert for sure. Or show, whatever you want to call it.
Was he good during that?
It was fire. It was fire. Like I said, that was my. So like where I'm from in Florida, I'm from a small town in Northwest Florida called Milton. If you're familiar with Pensacola, a little farther down, I'm Milton, and like we don't have like people don't necessarily come like our way to perform. We got to travel like to New Orleans or like travel to Alabama or something like that to catch a show. So whenever I got to college, this was like maybe like 2 months into like going to college, and so this show was just like, oh, I've never seen anything like this before. So yeah, that like being there was super fire. I remember this was shortly after the Double XL came out with the freshman list, and Big Sean was on the freshman list.
The freshman list that was that was new.
Yeah, so so Double XL, Double XL magazine.
Yeah. So, I thought that was going on for a long time.
Nah, so they had been doing it since like, well, it's like a freshman list every year. So they had been doing it since like 07, 08. So like the 2011 class was it was Big Sean, Freddie Gibbs, Nipsey Hussle, J. Cole, I don't know I think J-Rock might have been in this. J-Rock from TDE might have been in this list too. J-Rock, OJ the Juice Man, a couple other people. But I remember I had that magazine, and after the show was over, I held the magazine up. I remember like almost getting like punched by security because I was just like out of like where I was supposed to be. And like Big Sean saw it and he was like, oh snap. So I had my Sharpie and like he signed the cover for me and everything. So like that was like a great first experience for my first show for sure.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy also how many people on that double XL, triple XL, double XL that they went on to do amazing things.
Yeah.
I wonder like, cause I saw the double XL for like the most recent thing and I was just like, who are these people?
Yeah. Nah, you're officially old, man. That's all it is. Nah,
is that what it is? Because it's like, it's just a different era too.
It's all right. So backing up a little bit, I got my degree from FAMU in broadcast journalism, right? So like,
oh, cool.
I like the integrity of journalism and like all of that. I wanted to like write for like Double XL or like a music magazine or something like that when I came up, and like I'll say from like 07 to like 2015-ish, like people like Double XL, people like Complex, they would actually like put you on to artists. I remember like Complex is how I found out about Big Crit, how I found out about Kendrick, how I found out about people like that. And so like I remember like the 2009 list, it had like Wale, Asher Roth, Charles Hamilton, like people like this who like the outside world may not necessarily have heard of, but then like they would actually like put their neck out for artists or whatever and actually be like, hey, this is who you should listen to. And then like
more about like exposing or like, you know, bringing up the underground stuff.
And then like as the years
breaking
go on,
breaking the
exactly
artists.
As the years go on, it's like turned into more payola, or like we're not putting you on unless like you have a following already, sort of thing. And then like there'll be like some people on the freshman list that people have been listening to for like 5 years already. You know, so like I remember cause like I'm a magazine collector too, and I stopped getting the freshman list maybe like 2020 because I was just like,
what is
one,
this?
I don't know these people. Two, they're not going to be here in the next 3 years, sort of thing. So it was just like, it's a love-hate relationship.
Damn.
Yeah.
That like hits a chord for me too, because like I really would love to use this platform to like bring up, you know, people who are really talented but don't have that much exposure. But that like that level of being able to get paid to do something, that's where I feel like it gets kind of corrupted. And I hope I don't ever get there. I feel like maybe double XL maybe like got too many people, and then you start looking at it as like a real business where it's like, how do we pay all these people? Or so, I don't know what the story is there, but like, yeah, dude, that just struck a chord with me. It's like I want to stay in the underground in the sense that like no matter how big it is, I don't care how many people you have. If you make good music, I want to talk to you.
No, trust you. You're doing the right thing.
I want to stay there though, but it seems, you know, that I
mean, we cool with some sponsorships, you know.
No, I'm cool with that.
Don't turn it down, you know. I definitely see. I definitely see where you're coming from, because like the more, and like that's kind of how I am, like with like my music and stuff like that. Like the more money that comes into play, the more tainted the product ends up being, you know. So I definitely get that. And then like sometimes the more money, the more heads that come in, and it's just like too many chefs in the kitchen, you know. It's like don't mess with what I'm cooking, sort of thing. So
for myself, and it sounds like for you too, it's like this is the side thing. Like we're both super passionate about the things that we're doing. Like it just comes through in like your music. Like I can tell you're super passionate about it, but you have the other thing that can make you the money.
Yeah.
And look, we'd all like to be making more money, but like I'm just saying, like it's, I feel like the separation there is good.
Yeah.
Whereas some people I would talk to, they'll be like, dude, like if you're not doing it 100%, you're like not doing it. But it's like in terms of not tainting the product, being secure in, because like you hear the talk where it's like, yo, you're never gonna make it in music unless you're like backed up against the wall, and that's like all you got.
Yeah.
I just think that that's somewhat flawed.
Nah, for sure. I'm a husband and a dad, so like I can't, like my back can't be up against the wall. It's not just me, you know.
It could, but that would just be like probably pretty selfish.
Yeah. And then it's just like, it's like so the way that like I work is that like my day job like gives me security. You know, it gives me security, so like I know where I'm living next month. You know, my kid has diapers and food, my wife is taken care of, I'm taken care of, and I'm able to afford equipment that I may not have or something like that. Because like I work from home, you know, so it's just like as soon as I clock out, like my keyboard is right here and like my drum machine is right here, you know. So it's just like as soon as I clock out, we're going at it, you know. And that's a job that time can go by and I can like I can make a couple hundred in like 10 minutes if I really wanted to, you know. So it's just like, because that's how long it'll take me to make a beat, you know. But then like if I can't imagine myself like in a studio like 5 days a week being like, yo, if I don't make any heat, I won't have heat in my house, you know. Like I don't ever want to think like that, you know. But you know, if we make some money off of it, cool, you know. But like I just want to make sure, like, you know, like my family, like all that stuff is taken care of. So I feel that.
Yeah. Have you made any good money off music? And you don't have to go into the specifics, but like, have you seen that path? Like, Okay, yeah,
Not
because
at
I
all.
mean, with streaming and stuff, it's like
It's
fucking.
not even that. It's just
Yeah.
like with the type of music that I do, man. It's just too many people got to get paid, you know. So
And there's
yeah.
so many like beat makers. I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, it's not even that. It's
Music
just that like if I'm doing like a major release, like
Mhm.
I sample records.
I see what you're saying.
People
I see what you're saying.
paid.
Yeah, it's about the
Yeah.
sampling.
So it's like I've done like non-sample stuff, but that's just like it's not the hottest record that I've done. But I wouldn't say like I've seen like a significant amount, but I've seen a little bit, but it's like
Yeah,
not enough, you know.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I was just curious because it's like, I don't know if it was like an intentional thing to be like, I don't want to seek that out fully to make my income, or if it was like you've seen it and then like
No, trust, it's definitely wanted.
it's
Definitely wanted. Yeah, I got
dude,
I got student loans. I got to pay my couch off, you know, like stuff like I want to see that, you know, but like is it an end? Like I guess my perspective has changed like since I've had major placements, I've had like mixtape placements, I've done stuff for myself, and like I've been doing it for a while. You know, like my first placement was in 2012. You know, so like I've been doing it for a while, and like my perspective has changed, especially since I had my son. It's like I'm cool. You know, I'm cool. Like I know I'm nice. I know I'm nice. Like I've been to a bunch of different places to play music, you know, just off of music alone, which is great. You know, not a lot of people can say that. But it's just like I'm cool where I'm at because like my family's taken care of and people, you know, enough people know me. So.
Yeah, dude. No, I was just curious because like my barometer for success, it's like money is like barely in there, and I think that might be a problem for myself because it's like I should maybe focus on it more. But that's kind of why I was asking, because like I feel like what you're saying feels like it's like the cup's full. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's more that could.
Yeah, it's 3/4.
3/4. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
fair.
like I'll say this. So like I can tell you like the end goal, right? So because I don't think I'm moving like out of Chicago like anytime soon, right? So if the goal for me is that like if Chicago was to like come out with like a history of hip hop like book or something like that, right? It's I want to have like a section in there, right? Just knowing that like I like did something to like push the culture of hip hop like forward. Like that's my thing. Because like when it comes to like to hip hop culture, like I'm a nerd for this. Like I'm a nerd for this, and then like I respect the culture like so much. Just like the culture of hip hop, the culture of music in general. It's just like I want to know that like the work I did like wasn't necessarily like wasn't like tainted work. It's like I actually did something to like if somebody was to look me up like 10 years later, it'd be like I want to be like that. You know, so
push the culture forward.
That's where I'm at with it.
No, that's like the biggest accolade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to do that because you can make your bag and be forgotten or whatever, but like
trust, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it, so I get it.
Yeah, dude. Well, let's listen to some music, man.
Let's listen to some music, yeah.
What should we listen to first? I'm so blind too. I'm looking at my computer. I'm like, why am I blind? But we got CJ Fly. We got the UFO. Sorry, man.
You know what? We can. All right. So how we did it? We can go in the order. We can go in that order. So
you want to go in that order?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because I tried to do like a chronological like sort of thing. So
okay,
just, like,
yeah, cool.
To show the journey. So I know the first one. Shout out to CJ Fly. Shout out to Pro Era. This was my first placement. Like in 2012.
Dude, I was wondering where I heard CJ Fly from.
Yeah. So,
bro. Yeah. I love Joey. Like he's so good. And like CJ Fly, he's part of the Pro Era crew.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah, so that's the homie. Shout out to him. Like I said, this is my first placement. And I think I linked up with CJ like off of like a Twitter DM. You know, so I was just like, yo, I rock with y'all. Here's some beats.
Dude, did you go to that Pro Era show at the Metro?
I wasn't here.
You remember that though?
Yeah, I saw, but I wasn't here for it. So
it was like Absol, Joey,
yeah,
and I don't think I think that was Absol there? Yeah, Absol was there because I loved but he's TDE,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So anyway, there was someone else. Maybe it was CJ Fly. Anyway, but Joey Badass came out afterwards and just chilling on the street.
Yeah.
Wasn't that big?
Yeah, for sure.
So cool. Yeah,
it was a great period of a great time of life, back then. So yeah.
All right, let's run this one.
Yeah, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, nah, this joint was fire. Yeah.
Check this budget of mine, always fuck with my pride until I feel we do
what the
fine. I'll be
fuck?
subject to crime. I bother why a tad bit out of touch with father time. Feeling like another abandoned child that's been affected. Ever have stepped in, got away with the words, but no sense of direction. Like dice betting, nice women and nice weapons. Wasn't no one to teach me mistakes, made life lessons. How I get it? All the money that I'm spending with my henchmen. Doors open and I went in. No, this was never really the path that I chose. The cash in the hoes, the flashy clothes, the links of massive gold. Only plan to give them a half of one dose. Top of the morning, they'll be asking for more. Offer some chicks that actually do blow. Now I got the whole strip on lock. Chips off the old block, nature's on the old block. Plus, some cats run me wrong, so I ain't feeling them.
That's so fucking hot, dude. What the fuck?
Feds watching, posting, scoping while they sit in the van. Where was I was hot, the pan, what they did with the cam. Trying to cash me in the
Act like cinemagram, I must be trash cause they trying to throw me in the can.
Fiends rush me, whoa homie, don't touch me. Ain't ever seen you before, you ain't a
Regular cussy.
He began to jibber jabber, trying to get a nigga madder. Got me pissed like I had a health issue with my bladder. All that he was saying, I acted like I ain't know about. I know what you got in store, so why is you holding out? You a bit too fast, homie. You gonna need to slow it down until
I'm on Who's Sampled right now. I was gonna try to get it before you even told me.
I don't even remember it. Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, we'll fade this one out, but dude, that is so clean.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so we got to go back to the origin in the sense that I remember when you were talking at the Windy City Waves situation. I probably shouldn't call it the situation. It was like a beat battle.
Battle.
But you were saying that church music, was it drumming?
Yeah. So whenever I was from age 6 up until I moved to Chicago, I was a church musician. So I played for our choir. I played drums and I played keys, piano. So I started with drums because it really started with my grandfather. So my grandfather he played saxophone. He played saxophone in the army band whenever he was enlisted in the army. And then with his kids, with my mom, my aunt, my uncle, the rule was you had to play an instrument. That was the rule. So my mom played I think my mom played either clarinet or the flute, and then my aunt was either clarinet or the flute, and my uncle played saxophone. And then with me and my siblings, it was the same exact thing. So music was always there. I played keys. I'm the only one that stuck with it. I played keys and drums. My sister did, piano lessons. My little brother, he did piano lessons too. But I was the only one that stuck with it. So I remember that was the thing for me. So we would have choir rehearsal every Thursday or something like that. I'm playing with I'm playing with all of the choirs that we have from our church or whatever. I did that even when I was in college. I would go home once a month because FAMU was 2 hours away from my hometown, so I would go home once a month and do that. So it really taught me, especially growing up in the Black church too, is it teaches you discipline. It teaches you improvisation also, as far as just how you play, and it teaches you how to just learn, like I said, with improvisation, really learning stuff on the fly, because like music is like a really, really big part in the church. So that was like that's really what honed my skills as far as just like how I play. Cause I was able to play by ear, so like picking up melodies and stuff like that wasn't a problem. I remember like in the weekends I would just like sit at the piano sometimes, just like try to play along with the radio and stuff like that. So it really just like helped me like get my chops up as far as just like figuring out, you know, how to, you know, make my own stuff and like put that to a beat or something like that. So yeah.
You ever play the organ in the church? Did your church have one of those?
We had an
big
organ.
ass organs.
We didn't have like the big like pipe organ that you would see like
yeah. I've always wanted to just press one key on one of those.
Yeah. Nah, we had I mean we had a Hammond B3.
Classic.
Yeah, so
with the Wurlitz or with the cabinet?
Yeah.
Gotta have the cabinet.
Yeah. I remember I tried playing the organ for like 2 weeks and like I was not coordinated enough to do it. So like I could play up top, but like my feet could not play the bass notes like at all, trying to like figure out how to do it. So I was
wait. You play the bass notes with your feet?
Yeah, so on the Hammond B3, you have two sets of keys, right?
Yeah.
So you have like the ones up top, the ones at the bottom, and then you have a foot pad that's like pretty much like built like a keyboard. So like those play like the low like bass notes. Yeah,
I didn't even. I thought that those were just normal like sustain or whatever, like those kinds.
On
of
a
pedals.
piano, it is like on a piano, it is like on an organ, like. It's like like it's crazy.
I didn't. That's why like the organ players are so crap.
They're so good. Like if you watch like a Corey Henry video or something like that, it's just like, bro, it's.
You can hit way more notes that way.
Yeah, because I mean, like it's literally just like the lower register notes or whatever. So like your feet are playing the bass, but then like you still have your two hands that you're working with on. You know,
that's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of like neurons firing. Like I can't even like get the fucking kicked and snare to be like.
Nah, I feel that. I feel that. And it's like, so you're doing that, and then like on the organ, you're like hitting switches and stuff to like make it sound like a certain way, and it's just like this. Like for my kid brain, I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick over here on this keyboard. I'm gonna do sound 45 and we're just gonna play. We're cool. I'm good. So yeah. But yeah, that's where I got my chops from though, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. And then you said drumming that was also in the church.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I feel like do you do a lot of finger drumming like when you just are making stuff? Like do you like get it kind of all like a whole kit, or are you kind of like, I'm gonna do a couple instruments, maybe get some more? I don't know. It just feels like such a weird transition from like drumming on a kit, like a full kit, to like pads.
No, I'll say I'm a way better programmer than I am like an actual player. So like whenever I'm playing in real life, like I just stay in the pocket. I stay in the pocket, we're vibing, right? But then like whenever I get to program it, that's like whenever you get like the flams and the like all that. Like I love that. Like I won't finger drum it. I'll actually do it like per sound, but like it's already in my head. So it's just like getting it programmed and we're good.
Yeah, dude. No, I get it. I mean, to get that like that swing, the swing that you're hearing in your head, sometimes it's hard to be like, okay, how do I get that to transfer to my fingers?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So yeah, that's cool, man. So yeah, when did you start? We're going to continue origin story. When did it start becoming more electronic in the sense that like you're picking up gear and whatnot?
Okay, so like I said, I started making beats 07. Like I remember one of my friends that I was riding the school bus with, he had like an actual copy of FL Studio. Like, you know, everybody has like the crack version, but
people are like apprehensive to say. They're like, yeah, I got a copy, and I'm just like, dude, it's fine.
Yeah, nah,
we all did it. I don't think that like you can't get in trouble.
Yeah, you know, so it's past the statute of limitations, right?
Yeah.
Nah, so like I remember 07, like he brought it off of the bus because he stayed like a neighborhood over. So I remember I loaded that onto my mom's Gateway computer. you know, that's where it started for me. Those beats are terrible, by the way. Cause like when I first started, like I was making like Soulja Boy, like snap, like beats. Like it was really
dude
bad.
Have you seen those things where it's like people try to
speed
make
running it,
the speed run Soulja Boy? That shit is crazy. I don't even know how that like began.
I don't
I
know.
love watching.
It's incredible though.
Yeah.
So like I started doing that. So like I was on there, I was on FL from like 07 to like 2011. Whenever my freshman year of college, I remember I used my the leftover student loan money that I had for the year. I got a MacBook and I got Machine. So like I was on OG Machine, like Machine 1. So that's like where it really started for me, and that's like that's why I always tell people like I started making beats in 07, but I didn't get good till like 2012. Because that's whenever like all like my freshman year of college is whenever all the hardware, all that stuff came together. Like I said, like my shout out my roommate Caleb. Like he was a DJ. And then I was a producer, and then like on our floor, like in our dorm, like we were the only ones that had like musical gear. So like I had like I still have this keyboard to this day. Actually, it's the same keyboard that I use for everything. It's like a Radio Shack like MIDI key, like a Radio Shack like 64 key like MIDI keyboard. Like I had that. I had my Machine with my MacBook, and I had a Snowball, and like that's
the Snowball mic.
Yeah, the Snowball mic. And like that's how we did it. You know, I remember like we'd have class from like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock to like 4, and then like after we eat dinner, after we play a little bit of basketball, like from 9 o'clock to like 5 in the morning, making music all day. Just like literally making music all day. Everybody would come through, record stuff. I remember I was recording in GarageBand, and then like the next semester, I used my leftover student loan money to get Pro Tools 10. And like we were off to the races. So like, and then like after that, that's honestly like, I still use pretty much the same gear to this day for real. So,
do you use the same DAW?
I'm still a Machine. I'm still a Machine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still a Machine. Like I said, the only difference is just upgraded software. I'm in Machine 2 now. Yeah. Like it just came out with Machine 3, but like I'm in Machine 2 chilling. That's been my workflow since like 2013. So,
dude, it just made me remember that like I just remember watching like Arab music just fucking going nuts on an MPC.
Yeah. Facts.
I was like, dude, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I bought my gear, I was really torn between getting a Machine, and they just came out with the Ableton Push, and I was like, well, I'm getting Ableton. I don't know, the Push is kind of confusing, but
it's too many. There's
a lot of buttons.
For me.
There's good. A lot going on. Yeah. It was so confusing too to learn like to play, because it has like a keyboard roll, a key roll. What am I trying to say? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like
piano roll or whatever.
Piano roll, yes. Yeah. And it was just so confusing to me. But I mean, the pads are okay, but the pads on like the Machine are way like more made for drumming, and like you just have more space. You don't have to feel like you're gonna miss it.
Exactly. Like especially if you're comparing like a Machine to like a Ableton Push, it's like the same like real estate where you would have 16 pads, like you probably have like 26 in that same area, you know. So I get it for sure.
Yeah, dude. Well, we got a lot of music to get to, so I kind of want to just keep rolling with that.
Let's roll. Yeah.
Should we go to the next one?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. The next one is the UFO.
UFO Fev. UFO Fev, Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah, shout out to my man UFO Fev. I remember shout out to my man Kadeem King, also rapper out of Harlem. And like that's the story, like with everything, like actually networking and like touching people is like how I got like a lot of the opportunities, right? So I remember my man Amir, who I went to college with, introduced me to my man Kadeem King, and I was watching a freestyle video that he had on YouTube, and my man UFO Fev, he was on one of the videos, and like I was like really impressed with like how he was how he was rhyming or whatever. And so I hit him I think it was like either Instagram DM or Twitter DM, something like that. I was like, yo, I like your music. here's some beats. That's like literally the story. I like your music, here's some beats. And like the rest was history after that. I remember whenever this video dropped, or when the song dropped was like 2016. And like with this project, it really caught the attention of a Fat Joe. And
no way.
Yeah. So Fat Joe was actually able to sign UFO Fev off of this song and off of the video. Off of the video that in the project that we came out with,
bro.
And, like he's doing really, really well for himself. So
that's great. Do you keep that? Is there still a relationship there?
Oh, that's my man.
Yeah, okay.
That's my man. Yeah. I was just talking to him the other day, actually.
Dude, Fat Joe's not fat anymore. He's just Joe.
Yeah.
He's like skinny.
Yeah, nah, he's good people too, man. Yeah, like I remember through UFO Fev, that was my first time I traveled to New York. Because we had a album release party for the project that we did. And I remember like meeting Fat Joe. I think the restaurant we went to was Jimmy's. I remember it was a long table of just like the guys just like eating food. And I remember the conversation that he was having with my man EZLP. Shout out to EZLP. They were just like talking about real estate. And I was just like, yo, this conversation is out of my tax bracket, so like this song has like really, really good memories and stuff attached to it for sure. Yeah,
dude, that's sick.
Yeah,
let's run this.
Right, it's dedicated to the real. Just feel me though. Flesh cools off in the rain. We done lost more than we probably ever would gain. And
bro, he sounds so New York.
Yeah,
first.
Yeah.
In other ways, the kids know what I mean.
Fat Joe calls him the Spanish Nas, and I was like,
I was gonna say,
yeah. Another teen got shot. You just rapping, chasing a dream. Type to type, never find your way to the light. Quick to click up, I beat you players up on the mic. Skimbo slice, left jab followed by punchlines. You down now, looking for one time. Send help. The SB's cross an arm and a leg. Major limb in my paper thin, flying away. My mind speeds like a cigarette boat, trafficking, yay. You probably ran off on your plug, mine's paid. My uncle died, I cried just one of them days. Threw my shades on and made me some plays, cause the money don't stop. I was broken afraid, and I imagine it the same as you lay in your grave. Oh no man, follow no path that was paved. My daughter be straight, and all my homies out getting paid. They wonder about Fev and everything I'm looking to say. I'm a conduit, perform like I'm running on
straight car fluid.
You feel what I'm saying?
You put your heart to it.
Here for a bigger cause though. It ain't about what you looking at, playboy. Things bigger than that, you know what I'm saying? There's no more Mr. Nice Guy.
All right, we'll fade this one out.
Yeah. Hey yo, they heard about the Spanish speaking kid from the east.
Yeah, that's my man, UFO Fev, Mr. Nice Guy, man. Yeah.
When you're making something for like a New York rapper, do you think about like, yeah, you already had beats maybe made to send, but like, do you think about like the New York style versus like are you incorporating like New York bus compression and like thinking about the style versus like a West Coast rapper that you might be sending stuff to?
I wouldn't say I think of it like that.
Yeah.
Because like, even though like I'm from like the countryest of the South, like I've always been like super East Coast. As far as just like the way that my music sounds. Like whenever I describe my beats to people, like I always tell them like Rockefeller 2003, right? So like Just Blaze is one of my favorite producers. Like Bink is one of my favorite producers. Like whenever you get into like Kanye, whenever you get into like the sound of like Rockefeller, that's Jay-Z, Kanye, Beanie Siegel, Freeway, like they were like running, the airwaves or whatever, during that time. So, like Just Blaze, like that's where you hear like the drum programming and stuff, like Just Blaze and Bink. Those are my people, So, it's already there. It's already in my DNA. So I never necessarily have to think about it that way. And I guess like whenever I'm working with the artist, I never necessarily have to think about like how I'm making my music, because my musical DNA is like so like I wouldn't say like global, but it's just like my musical DNA touches a lot of places, right? So like I said, like I'm from the countryest of the South, so like that Southern influence is there. But like I'm playing NBA Street, I'm playing NBA Live, Tony Hawk, you know, and I'm listening to, you know, Kanye West and Jay-Z and Nas and stuff like that. So like that's where, you know, that sort of musical style comes from also. So it's already ingrained into like all of the beats that I make. So I never really think about it like that. It's just like whenever I make music, I'll have people in mind. As far as like if I'm making a beat, I'll be like, oh, Rick Ross will sound cool on this, or like I'll be like, Jay-Z sounds cool on this. So like whenever it's an artist I'm working with, I already like have like an idea in my head, you know. And then like the other reason why I don't think like deep into it is like I could be thinking one thing and then the artist is thinking something totally different, right? You know, so I could be doing like a whole bunch of thinking for nothing, you know. So it's just like at the end of the day, like if they like the beat, cool, you know. So
yeah, like you're just gonna make something that's like gonna be quality, whatever it is,
because like a lot of the times you know, I can't even say a lot of times, I'm still like 50-50. So like when an artist comes to me, they know what I bring. If I come to an artist, I know what the artist brings, you know. So I kind of have like an idea already. So like if an artist is coming to me, I want to welcome them into my world. And then like whenever I go to an artist, I want an artist to welcome me into their world. So like depending on the situation, depending on like the type of music that's being made.
For sure. You mentioned Bing, right?
Oh, Bink. Yeah, Bink. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him.
Okay, so a lot of people are not familiar with Bink because a lot of getting into like the music nerd stuff, right?
No, so, yeah, I'm so ready for it.
A lot of people think that Bink production could be Just Blaze production or it could be Kanye West production, right? So perfect example, Devil in a New Dress is not a Kanye West beat. It's a Bink beat. You see what I'm saying? So like stuff like that. So because like I grew up for the longest like thinking that I was a Kanye West beat, but like that's Bink. Do you listen to Rick Ross at all?
I do.
Okay, so you know the song Santorini Grease?
I wish we could pull it up and just play it, but
I'll play it for you later. You know the song. You
okay.
Probably heard it, but like that's Bink on production. And like I remember there was like a small like beef there with like Bink and Just Blaze, because like a lot of people really thought that like a lot of people thought that a lot of Bink's beats were Just Blaze beats. So like he never necessarily got like, on paper he got the credit, but just like to the public he never necessarily got like that credit. So yeah.
Was it purposeful ghost production, or was it just that people didn't know?
People didn't know. That's what I think.
Maybe he didn't have like a producer tag that was like,
yeah, that's
something
sort
like
of
that.
like, yeah, sort of something like that. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And then like I said, like when it came to like Rockefeller, like Just Blaze was that guy, like Kanye was that guy. You know, they're the faces that like you see like a lot of the time. You never necessarily saw like, you know
what's
like
funny is that last song we played, I could also hear Rick Ross on it, just like, huh. Just
yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
I don't know why, but is there a similarity between like the Rockefeller type of beats versus like, I guess, you know, where is Rick Ross from? He's from
Miami,
Florida, right?
Yeah, Miami, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like,
I'll tell you what it is. So
is it like, I feel like he uses a lot of organs. It's not him, but like it's like got that soulful.
It's very luscious. Like that's really what it is. It's very, very luscious. A lot of instrumentation goes into it. Like when you think of like people like Just Blaze, like a lot of instrumentation like goes into his production. Definitely Kanye with a lot of his production. Just like very luscious and very full. Great arrangements. I've always said like when it comes to rappers, I've always said that like Rick Ross is like top 3, like with beat selection. You know, because like when you look at his Maybach Music series, like Justice League is just like incredible, like when it comes to the production and the arrangement of their beats, and that's like a Rick Ross staple. You know,
for some reason when I think of Rick Ross too, I think of like a lot of crashes, like things that are just kind of like more
all that
fills and
all that.
And when I think about your music, like that beat specifically, the one that we listened to the other day, there was something like masterful about where the crashes were, and it like excites in a way. I'm always like just so obsessed with my hi-hats and stuff, but like those other symbols are just as important.
No, it goes back to it goes back to my church DNA. You know, like I will say, like I'll look at other drummers, especially like musicians in Chicago, like when I'll look at drummers and stuff, and like the way that they do their fills and the way that they just like the way that they play, you know, like that's kind of like the DNA where I try to like get like a lot of my do like a lot of my production when I make those styles of beats, because like it gives you like a live sort of aspect to the beat or whatever, because like anybody can program a beat or whatever, but then like whenever you put like that extra stuff on it, you know, that extra arrangement and extra like programming in it, I feel like that's what makes like a beat like the beat, you know. So
yeah, those fills, yeah, dude. No, what's like a characteristic of like church, the type of church that you were brought up in drumming? Is it like very like full kit? Is it like tight? Is it like,
I'll say my church in particular, very tight. Very tight. That's why I'm like a really good pocket drummer. Yeah. Because like with my church, it was really just like, if I'm not on the keys, I'm on the drums, and then we have a keyboard player, electric guitar, bass guitar. That's it. You know. So and then like with my church, like we didn't have like the like how like some churches have it now, where you have like the like you have like the drummer behind the plexiglass and like all that stuff. So like we're all like in like huddled in this place. So like I can't play too loud. You are overpower everybody. You know, so like I'm really just like tight, pocket, boom. But like if I go to another church, that's whenever like my eyes get big. You know, just like seeing how every like those drummers are able just to like to do their thing and like really like use all of the drums that they have. You know, like me, I'm just like crash, hi-hat, snare, kick, a tom here and there. You know, but like going to other churches,
but that's like more than a lot of people use still. Then.
So
I damn, bro, if they had church, or if they had drums in my church, I think I would have liked church more. Like my church, it was just like singing, you know, like choir, choral singing, and then organ. Yeah, it was just fire. Yeah. But yeah, if they had some beats in there, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's go. Going to church for me was just like, ugh.
Yeah, I feel it. It was Catholic?
No, it was a Christian. Well, actually, I don't know, man. I was baptized Greek Orthodox, and that church is sick in a different way. They're fucking swaggy in a different way.
No, I feel that.
And their songs are cool, but yeah, dude, it was just not as exciting, man.
Nah, like the southern, I'll say like the Black Southern Baptist like church experience is like, it's crazy,
dude. It like, just sounds. I've been to one time, and it was way more lively. You know what I mean? It was just like better. Anyway, but I feel like there is kind of a thing in like people who grew up in that it's something to say too, because it's like that's where so much good music, and from like a young age, a lot of people get exposed to music through that. So that's why like so many people that come out of that are talented. Yeah, in my belief.
No, for sure. Like I remember Jermaine Dupri, when he was talking about this not too long ago, which I agree with him like 100%. So I think the reason why like a lot of artists who like grew up in like a church environment are so good. Like they're already like sort of polished. Like they're polished whenever they're like 18, right? Especially like if you are somebody like me who's like have been doing it like for a while. So I feel like, especially like coming up at a young age, like you learn discipline. You got to be at choir rehearsal every week, or you're not singing. You're allowed to mess up. Like you can mess up, like you can hit a wrong note, like in church versus being at like a concert with 100,000 people, right? So like you're allowed to mess up. You learn discipline, like I said, and it's really like a chance for you to find your voice when not too many people are watching. You're able to find your style. You're able to figure out what works, what doesn't work. So I feel like with all of that like together,
yeah,
it's kind of like a God is your A&R, right? God is your A&R. That's really what it is, because like you're figuring out how to get polished. Like you're figuring out how to perform. Like I was talking to my wife about this. Like something as simple as Easter speeches, like teaches you public speaking. Like public speaking to strangers. So like you figure out like the performance aspect of everything that you're doing. So I feel like all of that together just like really like gets your style, like, and really like makes you like figure out like a higher potential than like you normally wouldn't have if you were just like regular.
Dude, the church element, yeah, like I didn't even think about the whole like God element, that like you're doing it for God. I mean, to some extent, maybe, but like it's kind of like a soft, like people say like, oh, you gotta grind or cut your teeth somewhere. It's like a soft cutting of the teeth, because if you mess up, it's still in a very like accepting environment for you to do that, because you're all trying to do something.
They're not canceling you on social media the next day, so
you're just anyway, like that is really, I love what you just said about God being your A&R. That's hilarious.
I definitely came up with that at the top of my head, so I'm sticking with it.
Clippable. Yeah, that's sick. All right, let's keep going, because we got some beats to go through. I don't know if we'll get through all of them, but I want to get through at least. I told myself I wanted to listen to more music in this episode.
Let's do it.
All right, so next up we got, what is this? Backpack Beatz featuring Villa G. Is that what I'm reading correctly?
Okay. So this record's called World Won't Change. The World Won't Change, featuring my guy Villa G, another New York artist. He's from Long Island, if I remember correctly. So I came out with an album 2019 called Before I Leave, and I did all of this music before I left Florida to come to Chicago, right? So it was kind of like a timestamp of like where I'm at in life, and I'm working on another album right now. But the way that I did this album is I did the beats. I just asked the homies to rap on it, put it into an album, boom. So this was like track 2 off of the album, and like you can see, like, if you listen to any of like my previous like SoundCloud stuff for something like that, you see like a major like progression as far as just like me putting out an actual like body of work. So yeah.
Okay. Let's hit it.
I haven't listened to this song in forever too, so.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your host, Jerry, again. I really hope that you're enjoying today's episode. I know that I enjoyed having the conversation. Just gotta be that squeaky wheel here and let you guys know to please go subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment. Honestly, the 5-star reviews on the podcast platforms, that's big too, because otherwise it just doesn't get promoted, and it's, we're fighting that upward battle. That uphill battle. But yeah, I know you're just thinking in your head like, Jerry, can we get back to the episode? Yes, we can. All right. Oh yeah, I listened to this one before. Yeah, this one with the crashes specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pen stay reloaded, the guns cocked too. Niggas notice under the army line to find a culprit. We monetize what these niggas quoted. Yeah, ass niggas wrote it. No ghostwriters in the cipher. I motivate all dogs in life is to have self-worth, but raise the price up. About 10 out of 10 wanna rhyme like us, but won't ride like us, or nearly on the grind like us. Standing, nothing handed. God planned.
When that bass comes in, it's so nice.
Left stranded, fell abandoned from what was gone. Can't understand it, and there you are. Millionaire boss for sure. Take it to
Oh, that's crazy too.
Yeah.
Like the string in the background, is that sidechain to the bass, so it like goes away? That's crazy. Because the tension just comes back.
Yeah, I was able to like really arrange.
Yeah.
No gloss. The world won't change for you, my darling. You gotta get it on your own. Stay strong, live long, live long. The world won't change for you.
That little motif.
Yeah.
I also love that sound. It's kind of wormy, like West Coasty a little bit.
Live long. Money on the books, print my niggas gon' beat they sentence. The drugs tryna spin them, we appealing new beginners, tryna live wiser. That buck could've won the lotto. When beef swarm, nigga, my stance like custom motto. In other words, iron, but we ain't tryna expire my niggas. We tryna inspire.
Yeah, dude.
My daddy preach, Riley roll up that easy water or that bamboo. They keep
sick.
tighter like never fear police.
Yeah, like I was able to really like get my bag like with that album. And it's crazy because like listening to it now, I'm just like I do like way better than that now. And like it's still really good. But like I'm a perfectionist when it comes to a lot of the stuff. Like especially I'm a perfectionist when it comes to a body of work. Like I know there's some stuff that like I wanted to do that was like a little bit different. But that's like 2024 hindsight from like 6 years ago.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So yeah,
dude. Yeah, these beats are crazy. I can also hear Ross on that one too.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is about that, but yeah,
it's just the DNA.
Yeah.
It's the DNA.
Let's play another song, and then I want to talk about Nonstop November.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so next up, that was Ableton VST that I want to download. Jocelyn.
Oh yeah, we could do Jocelyn Hart. So this record is called My Girls from my good friend Jocelyn Hart.
I need to get a bigger monitor.
Nah, that's cool. Hey, I wear glasses, so I get it. Yeah, so this record is called My Girls from Jocelyn Hart. So like whenever I'm not a beat maker, like I'm actually like I produce, you know, so like I love arranging. And like Jocelyn Hart's a really good college friend of mine. And she sings. She's an R&B singer. And whenever she decided to finally release music and like stop doing covers and stuff, she came out with the album. I want to say this was like 2016, 2017. I was still in Tallahassee, so like 2016. It's called Phases of a Heartbreak. R&B album. Whenever people see me, they think I just do hip hop, you know. But then like that church DNA like comes out, and like I really like get down and like play keys and like do R&B stuff. Yeah, okay. So
I haven't seen you do that specifically, but
I don't get down.
I believe it's there.
I can program some stuff, but I don't like get down.
Yeah,
but like yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be doing that in front of people more. You'd be like, check this out.
Shout out to Bly. I see you, bro. Yeah, so she came out with this album 2023 called Falling. And I produced like 80% of it. It's like all R&B stuff. So yeah, this record's called My Girls. Did a little sampling in it, and it's a really good record though. It's a really good R&B record.
Sick.
Yeah.
Dude, this sounds like Craig David.
Yeah, I sampled that. Yeah.
Is that what that's from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey Joshy, it's me, Scooter. Just calling to check on you and the family. See how you guys are doing. I miss you and love you.
Bro, Craig David.
Yeah. Classic.
Always pick up your phone calls. May not answer all your texts, but you're always on my mind. And when we talk, it's always right back where we left off at. That's how it's always been. When you be calling me in my head, I be calling back. When you be texting me, I swear I text, but it's unread. You know I don't mean no harm, you know it's always been like that. But you're forever my girl. My love for you is out this world. Just know that I love you. You are my girl.
Was that Usher?
Yeah. I like how I love how she flipped it. So
And what do they call it?
kind of like
Interpolation.
Yeah.
Our friendship stands a test of time. A love forever, a lifetime.
Yeah, dude. This one, I like this.
I'm saying like nobody would expect me to like do like a record like that, you know, like it sounds totally different from like the stuff I play like at Open Beats or like Open Swim or like something like that, you know. So
But it's still like, I mean, it's R&B, but it's got that like trappy more style R&B where it's, you know,
a little more radio friendly. So I think like when it comes to my production, I'm very adaptable. I'm sort of a chameleon when it comes to stuff. Because like people know me for the hip hop stuff, but like I'll go into my R&B bag and I can go into like my D&B bag if I want to, or my house bag.
Wait, like drum and bass?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, it's not as crazy as the hip hop stuff, but like I really like garage music and like stuff like that, you know.
Dude, I need to hear a Backpack garage beat.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, like that's my stuff. So like, and I think especially shout out to Flip a Beat Club. I think Chicago, like compared to like other cities, like Chicago is just like a really, really big melting pot of just like different styles of music. And I feel like that's why whenever a producer like does stuff that's like out of the norm of like the stuff that they do, like it still makes sense because like all of us are pretty much like that for the most part. I remember shout out to Damo Do the Most. Like his hip hop bag is like crazy, but like when he gets like into his house bag and like his dance bag and stuff like that too, it's like for some people it's unexpected, but we're just like, oh, you're from here, we get it, you know. So yeah, so I definitely feel what you're saying about that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like you gotta dabble in house if you're from Chicago.
Yeah.
Maybe a little footwork.
Yeah,
no, I don't know.
Of course.
I don't know if I've made a footwork track. Yeah.
At least tried, right?
It was decent. It was decent. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have that. Anyway. Yeah, dude, let's talk Nonstop November just so we can, because that's the most recent thing. And basically what it is, if I'm gathering correct, it's just like a beat every day of November. And this was kind of a challenge that you put forth, and some other people shout out Pete Mac, and I don't know who else there was necessarily. That's kind of like what my algorithm was giving me at least. But yeah, so how did you come up with the idea?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did that come to be, and how did it go?
Like I said, it started back when I was in college, and I would do this. Like I think the longest I did it consistently was like a month and a half. But like it's tiring.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time, right? So I was just like, let's just do a month. Let's do it. So I did it last year. Went really well last year. But I ended up being the only person that was able to complete it because like it's tough. It's really tough. Like I said, you're making the beat, and like in my case, I'm searching for a sample, making a beat out of it, and then posting it. You know. So like shout out to Pete Mac, King Carlo, Agent Smith, Jake Instrumentals. Like this year I had people that were able to complete it with me, you know, and just like seeing the progression, because like music to me is like a sport, you know. It's like whenever you're playing basketball, like a sport or something like that, like you really see what you're able to do whenever you're tired, right? You know, like a lot of the greatness comes from like the stuff that you do when you're tired. Like this year, you know, I've been married since like 2016. But I have a 2-year-old now, so like that element, like I have that. And then last year, whenever I did it, I was just like, I wasn't working as crazy as far as like my 9 to 5. So like I'm doing my 9 to 5. Then I got to be in husband mode. Then I got to be in dad mode. And eventually I got to be in producer mode. Right. So, this was the month. This month was able to be an opportunity to figure out how to keep that sword sharp, how to figure out how to do stuff when you're tired, how to push yourself, and I had accountability partners this time, so it really like is a way to like finish the year off strong, one, and really keep the sword sharp, and give me an opportunity to drop some more projects, whether it's like a new beat tape or working with various artists in the city or stuff like that. So a lot comes out of doing it, but most of it is just like content and really just keeping the sword sharp.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you gonna drop like a nonstop November
mixtape
type deal?
Yeah, so I did it last year. I'm not dropping like all 30 beats. I'll drop like 14, 15, like a little taster, or appetizer, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna do the same thing. As we're recording this, I'm dropping it
tapas.
Friday.
Sorry, I was trying to think of what kind of dish that it would be. 14 little dishes of tapas.
Yeah, a little sampler.
Yeah.
So something like that. So I'm gonna drop that this week. Bandcamp cool. Friday.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna actually so like last year, the artwork for it was like my son. He like I was randomly just like out of my room one day, and I come back in the room and like my son's standing in the chair and like trying to like make beats or whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna take a picture of this. So that was the artwork for this one, and finally got an opportunity to get the picture done today. So I'm getting that together. So I'm gonna put the tracks together. We'll put it out Friday. So
nice.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm tired of. I'm ready to get this off my back. So
Yeah, no, that's good. Also, I feel like, going into the new year, it just sets you up like, I got the sauce. Like, I feel like I'm trained.
Yeah. Like my muscles are warm.
Yeah.
So it's like, I never really like coming into the year cold, as far as just like my muscles, as far as like making beats and stuff. Because a lot of December, like I'm not really doing music stuff. I'm doing a lot of family stuff.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Holidays,
yeah.
So really being able to have something, have being able to go into the year with something is always like cool for me. So
yeah, for sure. I like what you said about what you like. The greatness comes from what you can do when you're tired.
Yeah.
So I never really think about it like that.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. It's another form of adversity. Like it's another form of adversity, and like you're making more mistakes when you're tired. Like you're really figuring out and really having to focus. That's really the word. Like really having to focus and really figure out what you're going to do to get over that hump. My hump was figuring out how I'm gonna get this beat done.
Yeah. Do you feel like I feel like there's a lot of analogies that go into like working out, and there's different methodologies on how people like get stronger and whatever, but I mean, I feel like the most normal one is that you push until you really can't do anymore. You don't want to like destroy yourself, right? Like damage your muscles, but you want to push to a point where it's past the point of comfortability.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's kind of the same concept, where it's like you work past being tired a little bit, and then next time you come in, you're like that much more like stronger to make like something better?
Yeah. For the challenge, yes. For everything else, nah, I'm cool. It's just it's like, in a lot of ways, I'm a people pleaser. So like I know that if this beat doesn't get, I'm the one that said nonstop November. So like I know if I'm not posting that night or like the next morning or whatever or something like that, like Pete Mac is gonna look at me like, yo, where's your beat? you know, and then like
there's an accountability. That's the word I was looking for.
That's what it is. Yeah, accountability is definitely the word. Like I say, he's gonna be like, yo, where's your beat? Somebody is going to like come in the comments and be like, yo, where's the beat? I'm not going to be in the algorithm anymore because I didn't post that day, you know? So like stuff like that, you know, it really, so I'm just like, I'm posting it for my accountability partners and I'm posting it for the supporters as well, you know, cause like, it's something I look forward to. Like, I think I'm going to do it next year. But like, it was something that I was kind of looking forward to this year too. Just like, cause I don't really post on social media a lot. So like that's the time where I'm really just like, yo, let's go. So
how does Bandcamp like work out for you? Does that work out kind of nicely? Is it like, has it been, because I'm not super familiar with Bandcamp in the sense that like never made like good money off of it or anything like that, but like I know Bandcamp Fridays are big. Bandcamp
Fridays are incredible because you get all your money. I will say like with Bandcamp, I don't maximize the potential of it. But like somebody like Before Lasers or like, you know, people in Duck World, they really maximize like the crap out of it. But that's just like that's a place where like all my music lives, right?
And won't get taken down too. Like that even SoundCloud, maybe it'll get
that's the main reason right there. And then another reason too is like granted, like I don't have like any restrictions like on like if I like post an album, like you can listen to the whole thing for free if you wanted to. I know like some people like put an album out and you can only listen to like 2 songs before you buy it, right?
Oh, right.
But like I really get to see like the extra support that it would take for somebody to buy a project off of me, right? So like $10, like let's say it's Bandcamp, right? Or Bandcamp Friday, I mean. Like you're getting 100% of those funds. You know, like if I'm selling an album for $10, I get all the $10. If it's another day, I'm getting maybe like $8.50 or like something like that, right? And if you compare the $10 that you get on Bandcamp versus how long it takes for you to get $10 on a DSP, night and day.
Oh yeah.
And then you get that Bandcamp money immediately, you know, and if not immediately, a couple days after, you know. So that's one thing that I really do for it. But it's just like it's a place where I can just like do it. And then like if I'm uploading the DSPs, it's gonna take like a week and a half for me to like see it or like to see like my project on there. Like as soon as I press upload on Bandcamp, it's there.
Right, yeah. Same thing with like SoundCloud. You just put it out or whatever. But like, yeah, when it goes to like Spotify, they even recommend, okay, give us some more time so we can maybe playlist it or whatever.
It's a little more control. It's like, but then like with Bandcamp, it's like you could get playlisted there too, and that's like the part of me like not maximizing the potential. But like there's a lot of, I think the artist to consumer relations is a lot more tighter on Bandcamp versus like being on DSPs. Yes, if I'm on like a DSP, you could do a reel like with my song on Instagram or something like that. Like that aspect is great. The playlisting is great there, but I just like the grassroots support. That's really what it is for me with a lot of this stuff, because I'm not necessarily like, yes, a check would be great, but it's just like the grassroots support is like really what matters to me. So yeah,
there are different strategies for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been using this question book lately. I gotta pull it out. We'll do a question out of here, and
let's do it.
And then we'll listen to another song and maybe talk about something else, and then we'll fucking get out of here.
Let's do it.
All right. So this question book is 3,000 questions, and you need to choose a number between 1 and 3,000.
Okay.
What is your number?
Do I tell you?
Yeah.
Okay. 30.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, wait.
No, hold on. Whoa.
This is kind of a hot take question too. Some of them are hot takes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give you another number.
Okay.
Okay.
We can decide
Keep
which one we like better. Yeah.
You let me know what you like better. So you said between 1 and 3,000. All right. Let's do 2,483.
I feel like that was so intentional.
It was very intentional.
2,483.
Yeah, it was very intentional. 24 for Kobe, 8 for Kobe, 3 for Allen Iverson.
Damn.
Yeah.
We got to talk about. I wish I knew more about basketball.
That's my jam.
Okay.
All right, so which one is better though?
Oh, interesting. They're both kind of interesting. One of them is more broad, and one of them is more just like kind of a wacky question.
Okay.
But let's do 2,483, and then we can maybe go to the other one.
All right, cool.
It says, if you could breed 2 species together, what new animal would you create?
What?
It's literally Kobe and who was the other guy you said? That's the
and Allen Iverson, right?
Yeah.
But breeding Kobe and Allen Iverson sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I
mean, just like the concept of it, crazy.
Let's see. 2 animals and
I'd do a cat and a dog.
I'll agree with you. Cat dog.
Just because cat dog show.
That's what I'm saying. So like if you do cat and a dog, are they going to be built like cat dog? That's the question.
Yeah, are they like spliced together like cat dog?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It just there's just the feud, the cats and the dogs have been fighting for humans, like, most prized animal for
for sure. Time. No, that would be
that's kind of a weird one. Okay, let's go to this is just like this one's almost too broad.
All right.
What is it that you most dislike?
In what aspect?
That's why I feel like it's so broad that it needs to be more central to something.
What is something that I dislike?
Maybe like in a person, not to be like a hater, but just like a quality in a person that you just like can't get down with.
I can't.
That's like a deal breaker.
Yeah, I can't give you one, but I can give you 2.
Okay.
So like one thing that like I really, really dislike. I don't know if it's just because I come from a military background also. But like I hate being late. Like I hate being late, and I hate people who are late. Like late by a couple minutes is cool, but it's just like if you're like 30, 45 minutes late for something, like I hate that. And I hate being 30, 45 minutes
it's
late. It's
stressful.
Yeah, because for me, I was just talking to my wife about this. Like, to me, I feel like it's disrespectful to like be late because like time is precious, and like I don't know what you got going on. Like I pulled up like 2 minutes before just because I couldn't find nowhere to park, right? But
no, you were very timely. Yeah. Other people sometimes are like, yeah. Like it's one thing if you text me and tell me you're gonna be late, like a little late. If you text me and tell me you're like gonna be like an hour late, I'm like, all right, well, that's a different time.
Let's reschedule. You feel me? Yeah. So like I said, I feel like it's really, really disrespectful because like I don't know what you got going on after this. Like.
Look, nothing, but yes, no, you're right.
You have some honey. You have some honeys coming over. Who knows? But that's
my girlfriend.
You feel me? Like
she's coming home from work.
Oh, see, yeah. Shout out to girlfriend. Yeah, so like she don't want producers and rappers in the crib. She want to spend time with you, right? So why would I? What type of person would I be like to like impede on that because I'm late?
That's very respectful, and I appreciate that a lot.
Of course.
That's like a military thing, you think? Because everything's like regimented.
Yeah. So, like, my grandfather's crazy, right? So, like, if I'll like call him and I'll ask him like what time he's gonna be somewhere, like he does GPS, but like he can just tell you off the top of his head. It's like he said he'll be somewhere at like 6:42, like, and we'll get there at 6:42. You know, like
it's only a couple clicks this way.
Yeah,
like,
you know, like
using different terms that you
yeah,
haven't
it's
heard.
just like, and it's like, why couldn't you just say 6:45? But like, we're really there at 6:42.
Does he use military time too? Like,
Nah,
okay, yeah,
not 400 hours, not late. But it's like he's like, I think I learned it from him. He's like really punctual. Like he's super punctual, and like there'll be instances. My bad. It'll be instances when like I'll try to be late because I know how other people are, and I'm still there on time. Like the lights are magically green for me everywhere. You know, yeah. So that's one thing. Like I like really like.
That's a that's a. I didn't think about that, but yeah, that is something that I definitely, will judge someone over, at least in my own head, keeping score of like, okay, if this person I know is gonna take forever.
Yeah.
I got some friends where everything is so laissez-faire that I'm just like, dude, are we ever gonna link?
Yeah.
What the hell? I've been waiting all day,
Yeah. Now it's funny because like my wife, like she'll hang out with like some friends or something like that, and like she'll rush getting ready. And I'm just like, chill. Like it's funny because like she'll like get her hair done or something like that, and like I know that like her hairstylist is going to be like 15-20 minutes late or something like that, and like she's rushing to get ready, and I'm just like, chill, we're still gonna have to wait. And lo and behold, we're still waiting, whenever I'm dropping her off and whatnot. So like it's bad when you have to know people, like like when you have to like know you're going to do this or whatever. But it's just like, you never know what people got going on, but it's just like, at least let me know,
For sure. In this day and age too, because back in the day, I've been thinking about this a lot. It's just like, all right, meet me at the corner bar at 8 p.m. on Saturday night. And you're just like, and then they just don't show up. You're like, well, I guess they died. Or like, I guess like, because like back then, if you blew someone off, it was just like, what the fuck? Like we talked on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, there's no cell phone, so I can't tell you. Like, I'm not sending a messenger pigeon to you or something like that. It's just like, we got to do this, So
I just romanticize that time, even though it seems way more inconvenient. It just seems like, we met, and it was like a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Or, I don't know. Anyway,
we're just here.
What's the second thing?
The second thing, the first thing was really good though.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a great answer.
Yeah. I think like the other thing that's like really, really annoying to me is when people aren't like their authentic selves around people. Like especially like in like our profession, it's a very, very clout-based industry that we're in. I was like, so how I'm kicking it with my kid is like how I'm kicking it with you. Like for the most part, like I'm chilling. I don't have to put on a front. I don't have to put on a front like I'm like authentically myself as like Backpack Beatz or whatever. Because like there'll be instances like, because we'll get into the record. We'll get into the record for sure. But like I remember whenever I dropped No Face with Ghostface and Kanye, like attitudes changed. It's just like, you weren't acting like this 2 weeks ago, so and it's just like trying to put on a front, and it's just like it's really annoying.
People started getting, because they always say that happens. When you find success, and then people come out of the woodwork because dude, I've always been Backpack's friend. Like that type of thing.
It's like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's like the movies. It's definitely like not like the movies or whatever, but it's just like, you see, like, you weren't talking to me like this, like I said, 2 weeks ago or whatever. And then it's just like, let's say like we're at a mixer or like something like that, or like if we're doing like a, I guess meet and greet's not the word, but like let's say like it's like an event where like we're meeting people or whatever, right? And it's like, I met you a certain way, but then like I get to know you and I know like you're not that way. It's like, you could have been this way the whole time, and like we're cool, it's like it's kind of like a mixer at your job or something like that, right? It's like you know how you're trying to act when you're trying to get a job or something like that, and then like
you're like, no, I can do that. Yeah, I have no idea how to do that, but yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, so then like it just like totally changes up. Like like whenever
like
you
the
see
mask comes off.
Yeah. So
well,
that's really annoying.
Can you be pleasantly surprised too that it's like up front you were like not that into them, and then later you find something out there, you're like, oh, you were just being like that because we were in like this setting.
Oh no, there's definitely like cool things. Like
it can happen like that.
That happens more times than not. Like, and it's like sometimes you can like attribute it to like nervousness or like
right. Yeah, we were talking about this before.
Yeah. So thinking that you have to act a certain type of way to be in this certain type of environment, and it doesn't work. It doesn't have to work like that all the time. Like I said, like just going back to Duck World, like we're cool, like we chilling, like you don't have to act like a better producer than what you are, if that makes sense. Like I don't care how many placements you have, you can still be my friend, so like that's like really what it is. So yeah, just like be authentic, be your authentic self, and we're cool.
I feel like it's a tricky one because like literally some people are so chameleon like that. Like they really switch on in different environments, and like I don't necessarily think that they even are aware. Like it might be like a couple layers like subconscious, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree that it's also just draining for yourself to have to, change the way that you're acting.
Yeah.
There's a certain level of modification to be kind to people and to be, just not rude.
Yeah.
Like your first thought that came to your head might be like not the best.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm gonna filter that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a level where you're not modifying like yourself in a way where I don't know. It just feels inauthentic, you know?
It's like think before you act, but don't think too much to where you're out of your body.
Yes.
Like that's really what it is. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a society thing also. Because like a lot of the times you have to be careful with how you act with certain people. First impressions a lot of the time too.
I know, yeah.
Like it like the surface level is like sometimes it's really, really hard to like get out of just like looking at the surface level stuff, because like I said, like I can be cool like in real life, but I know like if like I'm in a certain a certain not a certain demographic, but just like a certain like event or like something like that.
Environment.
I know. Like some adaptability is going to be there, but like I said, just don't, it's not that deep, it's really
don't
not.
be like with your homies and then being like, I don't even know these guys. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's it, man.
Yeah. I would say loyalty too. That's like something, if we're going to flip it, that like loyalty is something that like is paramount to me when I'm looking at friends.
Yeah. And like loyal to yourself, that goes back into what we were just saying too, like it all, I think that's where it all stems from, like right there, whatever. Like if you're loyal to yourself, then you can be your authentic self, and then you can have those authentic people around you.
For sure.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Yeah.
All right, that was kind of a good question.
Yeah, that was I like 30 better. I like 30
first
better.
one was the second first one that we went through.
Yeah.
All right, you were talking about.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get into that one. Yeah.
No Face, Ghostface Killah, Kanye West, produced by yours truly and Easy LP.
All right, wait. Is there anything you want to say before we run it?
What can I say? Shout out to Easy LP. Shout out to Ghostface Killah. Shout out to Kanye West. What is the name of this album? I can't even think of the name of the album, but just like make
Is
sure
this
you
the
get
one
it.
with the Y, where it's like just like the weird looking Y thing?
No.
Or is this a single?
Nah, it's a
I know.
I've been coming out with so much stuff I can't even think.
Yeah.
Let me see. I will tell you right now. Let's see.
Also, I just realized, is that the DJ Shadow?
Oh no, so this is the
no?
the J Dilla Huff collab that just came out.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Jay
yeah.
Dilla. Okay.
Yeah,
I was
nah.
thinking of that DJ Shadow.
Oh, the album cover? Yeah,
Yeah.
It's tough. Set the Tone. That's the name of the album. Set the Tone. Guns N' Roses. I think it's like track 6. Yeah. Shout out to them.
Did you get to work with them in studio, or was
Nah,
this like
straight
a
email.
send?
Yeah. Shout out to the homie producer plug. So this beat was actually a throwaway beat that I made in like 2018. But like I picture like Ghostface on it just because of the mighty healthy drums that are on there. But yeah, producer plug hit up Easy LP. They're working on Supreme Clientele 2 at this time. We're like, yo, we need Supreme Clientele 2. You know, y'all already have a relationship. You know, get it going. You know, we packaged this beat up, sent it, got selected. So I don't know how old the record is, but I know the Kanye verse is newer. Yeah, but that's it. Like no long drawn out stories. Like that's just what happened.
It's like you made it. It got like put into the right hole, and it just the peg and fucking that was
Nah, cause Easy LP's a legend. Like he's like a legend. Like if just like some of his credits that I know off the top of my head, Get Money from Junior Mafia. Get money, bitches, get money. Like that's Easy LP. Uchi Wally for Nas. Special Delivery. You know, he did a lot of stuff with Bad Boy. Bad Boys from Shine. I don't know if you know the song. I'll play it for you later, but I'm pretty sure you know it if you know some good old school hip hop. But yeah, like his credits are like really, really good. And we've known each other since like 2013. Like I don't battle, but like when I do, great opportunities come out of it. Cause I remember I was in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for the A3C festival, and I was in the beat battle there, and he was one of the judges. And I definitely lost that battle in the first round, but like he connected with me after. He was like, yo, I really like your stuff, let's work. And like 10 years later, this is where we are. Yeah,
dude, see, you don't even have to win the battle.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's like the one thing that will like keep me like in the battle circle, just for the opportunities, you know. But it's just like touching, like I said, touching the people, you know, actually networking. There's only so much you can do online, you know. Which
there is a lot you can do online too. But I agree with you totally. Sometimes it depends, you know. Like,
you just have to say no to my face. That's really what it is for me, you know. Because like
otherwise you'll keep being like, hey, I mean, we could probably do something.
Yeah, you know. And then you know, we're around the same age, you know. I came from that era of like having to pass out CDs, you know, like, and that's how, you know, people like figured out who you were. You actually had to be in these physical spaces or whatever. So that's kind of like how I keep rocking to today, you know. So like I said, you got to say no to my face. So
yeah, you got to have a good balance nowadays. Like, I mean, the cool thing is if, you know, you reach out to someone on whatever it is, Instagram, Twitter, and they're like, oh, I like your stuff. We're not in the same location, but we can still like have a relationship of some sort. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, like getting out there, talking to people in real world. Like what happens when you come out and you're just fucking weird because you've been inside for way too long. You know
for sure.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's run.
Yeah, let's run it, man. Let's run it.
Yeah. Started in the kitchen.
Yo, I heard this on the radio for the first time yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, on Sirius. Yeah, so it's pretty fire.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ask me where I get my soul from. Let's go. Yeah. Jackson 5 shit. Yeah. Yo. What? Yeah. Hey, yo, niggas wanna clap me. Monkey see, monkey do. I'm Coming with black gloves and snubbers all chunky too. African gold dentals, iced out metals. I seen niggas get murked by the heels and stilettos. I bled one nigga and watched the other die by the echo. I had dots on dark skin niggas that look like freckles. Pay homage, my Islamic, my wrist Thomas. I threw up rhymes in my camel suit. I see them, I vomit. It's a world premiere. Me, I limp when I'm dragging the shotty. It's down in here, holding bricks. Where? My man got 85 to life and that's yeah. Same day he spit at the judge and threw a cheer over large cake.
All right. I could see why like Kanye would like this kind of
yeah. Because I mean, I think the journey, it's like just the drums, right? Just the journey of those drums is like really great, especially like talking about Ghostface Killah, right? So the first time I heard those drums was Ghostface Killah Mighty Healthy, right? And then the next time I heard it was Kanye and Ghostface. New God Flow, that's the name of the record. New God Flow. So this is like around like that beautiful dark twisted fantasy, like cold winter sort of time. So that's the next time I heard it. And then the next time that we hear it is for this record. So it's just like the evolution of it is just like really cool, and I'm really happy to like be a part of that for sure.
Yeah. Did you like are you privy to the drum breaks and like what drum breaks people are using and like that? Like, is that partly intentional, or did it just so happen that you made this beat with that drum break and then you were like, oh wait, maybe this would be a good one because it's got that whole lineage?
Yeah, so this beat in particular, yes, it was definitely intentional. Because like whenever I was making it, like I like Ghostface is like who I pictured like on the record, right? But it was a throwaway because like I said, it's 2018. I was like, I have no way to get this to Ghostface Killah, so I just thought like if nobody else rapped on this, it wouldn't sound right, you know. So yeah, so it just ended up being but I don't delete files at all. So yeah, so whenever we were just like, yo, Ghostface need this, I was like, you can have this. Go. This is exactly what you need. You know.
I was gonna ask you, how many? Because you said this is from 2018. Like, how many beats do you think you have?
So
do you know?
Currently, right now, like every quarter, I'll go through all of my beats, like A through Z, to figure out like what hasn't been bounced. So I'm actually doing that right now, and I think with my machine files, just machine, I'm not even including like FL Studio or like my SP. I think I have like 4,500 files per machine. Like it's kind of crazy.
Oh my!
But like I've been using machines since 2011, so that's 13 years of beats. You know, 13, 14 years of beats. So like
that is an absurd amount.
Yeah.
That is
a lot of fire in there too. A lot of fire in there.
Do you shop it like in any specific way? Like, can someone go, like, if they were looking for beats for a rapper, is there a place where they can go and be like, oh, let me check through all of these? Yeah.
Not at all. The main reason why is because I know my way around the internet, and if you really wanted to get it, you could. So yeah, so if you get a beat from me, like it's coming from me personally, right? And I think it is a form of quality control also,
right? Because if it's up there and you can play it, you can rip it.
Yeah, like you can rip it, but then like you could be a really bad artist, and like I don't want my name attached to it, you know. So I know that
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you know, so I know that if you're getting it from me personally, like we already have like some sort of relationship, whether it's a monetary relationship or like we're actually like trying to build or something like that. I feel like that form of quality control like really just like it helps me, like it gives me a great track record. But then you also know like 50 million people don't have this beat also, you know. So
and it's not like able to be scraped somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like not in your control.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, nobody like there's no database. I have a database, but are you getting the link to it? Only if if we working, So because like I'll keep like all my beats in a Dropbox. Like I'll just so I can get to it like super quick. And but whenever, let's say like for example, shout out Vic Spencer, shout out Fillmore Green, shout out I Am God, Rufus Sims, Panamera P, Castaway, Jay Wade, a whole bunch of artists I'm working with, Freddie Also. Like all of these are all Chicago artists. So like I'm be like, yo, let's work, right? So whenever they're like, let's work, I go through the Dropbox, I'll make like a folder specifically for them. Because whenever I'm making a beat, I'm thinking of like people specifically already. And it's funny because like I have like a list of like Chicago artists that because like that's like my main focus for 2025, just like working with a whole bunch of Chicago artists. I have like a Kill Bill list of just like artists I want to work with, right? So like I'll have the list and I'll be like, yo, like I want to work with you. Let me get a folder for you together. And then like we can either go through it in person, or like I'll send it through or whatever, and we'll do it that way. So that's the database right there.
Does anyone else have access to the database? Like, does your wife, like, in case it's got to be accessed or something?
I have backups for the backup for sure.
Okay.
Like I have backups for the backup for link purposes and also for computer crashing purposes.
For sure.
Yeah, because I have, if it's not on a CD, if it's not on a CD, I don't have any beats from 2007 to 2012. Like all of my FL Studio beats are gone unless like it's on a beat tape. Granted, I don't want to listen to them because they're really bad, but just like for nostalgic purposes and just like for beginning purposes, like whenever that happened, like I became super OCD about files. So like
I know, like I was just thinking about that juke track. I was like, it's gone.
Yeah,
it's got to be gone. I don't know where it is.
Yeah. So it's just like I have like 3 hard drives at the crib. Like I have 3 hard drives. I have the Dropbox, like files. Like I know exactly where stuff is. Like
I think I'm gonna make a rule for myself. You don't delete.
Don't delete.
Don't delete. Just
don't do it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like
because there's tracks that I would love to just be like, what, like first tracks where I'm like, this is a bad song, but it's just a way to reference yourself back when you were starting.
Now, the thing that I like to do too, especially like whenever I have like producer block or something like that, I'll go to like an old beat or something like that. Let's say like it's a beat I did in like 2015. My 2024 brain is way better than my 2015 brain. So like I can go back to that beat. Maybe it's not finished or maybe it's like really bad, and like I'll re-flip it and just like make something like incredible out of it. So like that's a way that I really, really like to gauge myself and really like to be creative. That's why I don't delete. Like I don't delete anything at all. So
yeah, I need to make that a rule for myself. That might be like a motto of the show. I got a couple mottos. We got back your shit up, protect your ears, and don't delete. That might be a new one.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I love it.
I gotta make some T-shirts with those on it.
Got to, man.
One of the things I wanted to ask you was you said the Kill Bill list, and I love the visual of that. Who's on that list in terms of Chicago artists?
That list is slowly getting crossed off, which is great. So before I do that, I'll say this. I've been in Chicago since 2018. I've been in the scene or like trying to get in the scene since like maybe 2021. Like
in the Chicago scene?
Yeah, in the Chicago scene. Yeah. Because like if you're not in the circle, you're just like not in the circle, right? So like now I'm at a place where I'm able to like really, really work with artists. So I'll go like the list that I had, and like part of the list is getting crossed off, right? So really wanted to do some music with Vic Spencer. Fillmore Green, Rufus Sims, Panamera P, Freddie Old Soul. We got some records. We have some records that are really, really good. My man Omar Raps, my man Castaway, I Am God. I don't know if I said Rufus Sims or Panamera P already.
I Am God. I'm just thinking of that Clams Casino song.
Oh yeah, from Lil B. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that record's fire. Classic Lil B record. Let me see. Dialect Trey. I know I'm probably forgetting a couple people, but Jay Wade. Really dope MC. We got a project that's working on this really good.
So you're working, dude.
Yeah, like I'm trying to. Yeah. Cause I was talking to Before Lasers about this too. Cause we talk like pretty much every other day. There are in the Chicago music scene, there are Venn diagrams, right?
That cross over each other.
With me personally, I'm trying to get as close to the middle of that Venn diagram as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know, like, and that's been my thing too. I've never been like a beat maker. I've always been like, whenever I make beats, I'm always making beats with like the intention of them getting placed, or like the intention of like somebody like doing something over it.
That's how I feel. Like, I like listening to beats that I make, and I can listen to it like that, but I always think about a rapper on it.
Yeah, exactly. So like whenever I'm making music, I'll have somebody in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's Jay-Z or whether it's Vic Spencer. You know, so shout out to AM Early Morning too. I cannot forget you, my boy. Thank you. AM Early Morning, Jujilla. Get Deli Boys if you haven't got it already. But like I always make it like with the intention, like I said, of getting it placed or whatever. So I kind of forgot I forgot the question because I was too busy thinking of people.
It was just the like who's on the hit list. Did I ask another question? Now I'm starting to lose it too.
Yeah. See.
The Venn diagram.
Oh, the Venn diagram. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the world that I come from. As far as just like trying to get stuff placed, and I feel like with that Venn diagram is like once we know the rappers, but the rappers don't know us, because like our world is totally different as far as just like the music space. So the more I'm able to get that Venn diagram working with people, I feel like it opens the door for other producers, to work with local people, and then showing Chicago artists that you don't have to go to New York or you don't have to go overseas to find some fire production. You can build it here, so, and then like Chicago's like this is probably the best hub of music like I've ever seen in my entire life, because everybody does so many different things. Like we have the hip hop stuff, but you also have like the Lil Durk stuff, and if you want to get in that world as well. But it's just like there's so many different avenues that you can go to, and that's just hip hop. I'm not even talking about like house and R&B and stuff like that. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. For some reason, visually, when I was thinking about the Venn diagram and like the center, that like the center actually like somehow goes deeper too, because it's like if you can get to the center of a city's diagram, that's like a portal into other cities. Like it's like I just am thinking in my head, like if you can get super deep in Chicago, you could probably like other people be like, oh dude, you guys got to come to Chicago, or we got to bring you to New York, or we got to bring you to California, because you know what I mean. Once it goes so deep, it just people want to work with you if you're that guy.
Exactly. Like even like from a rapper perspective, over the weekend, Bizarre from D12, he does like a Chicago.
Wait, like Eminem D12?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
These chicks don't even know the name of my band.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Right. So like he's like really big in like the underground hip hop scene in Detroit, and he does a Detroit to Chicago show. So last month or October or whatever, he had a show in Detroit. A bunch of Chicago artists came to Detroit, and then over the weekend, a whole bunch of Detroit artists came to Chicago to do a show or whatever. And using that as opportunities to go like to other places and stuff like that too. It's just like the opportunity is there. It's just like trying to figure out how to seize it, So I get it 100%.
Yeah, dude. What do you think is like the biggest in to getting closer to that center circle? Is it the music? Is it no?
I don't think it's the music. I think it's community building.
Yeah, it's being out there.
Yeah, like literally being out there.
Like literally, like people see you and they're like, "Oh, Backpack's always doing something." That type of thing.
Yeah, like I said, the community building and community support. Because one person can only do so much. Like I'm talking about my Venn diagram. But you have your Venn diagram. That person over
my
there
Venn diagram is fucked. It's all
just saying.
over the place. I mean, I like it that way.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying though. Like it's not the same. So think about if we put this big piece of paper together.
Mm-hmm.
You do more as a pack than you do as an individual. So
this is, I don't know if you watch anime or.
Oh yeah, of course.
I was just thinking of in Full Metal Alchemist when they're trying to figure out like what where the city's gonna get destroyed or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, like where they're gonna spoiler alert, like whatever. But I was just thinking about that, like they're like, oh shit. But the Venn diagram is really a good visualization for me. I mean, that's how my brain works a lot of times. So like that is super interesting.
Like that. I mean, like the producer circles here, the MC circles here. When you start sharing those similarities, you just get in that middle and we're all just like cross-pollinating. Like we were talking about that too. Like the cross-pollination is like, that's really where like you start seeing stuff take off, so.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to like get people who are maybe more sample-based to like sample-based as in like sampling records to like work with the people who are like doing electronic music, like beeps and boops and shit like that. That would be super interesting.
Yeah. You can make your sample. You know? Like that's really what it is, That's
something I was doing for a while. I was like, dude, fuck sampling. I'm just gonna make something and then we're gonna sample that. But that takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But it is like compounding in the originality. Like I made the sample and then chopped it up or something,
Yeah, for sure. It's cheaper. It
is cheaper in the sense, that like if you want to shop it around, it's like, it's already all in house. Okay, I feel like we just got to ask about AI really quick. Like, does that threaten you? Have you seen anything in the music space of AI that is like exciting and that you feel like it was going to be helpful, or is most of it just like, this is just adding to the slop of music?
I think it might be the hip hop purist version of me talking. Like whenever I say it, I think not even like just with the music in general, but just like I think in some ways AI makes you like slightly lazy, especially like with music. I remember trying to figure out a chord progression for like 30 minutes and I just like racking my brain trying to figure it out. But like if I just like type in a query or something like that, then like it's done for me. But then like you could be typing in that same query and like it'll end up sounding like somewhat the same or just like with a slight different thing or whatever. I feel like it takes in some ways it works. Like it can be a great idea starter. Like definitely a great idea starter. I can't even say that it's cheaper because like if you're putting like AI stuff like on DSPs, they're taking it down now. One thing that I saw. But I think it takes out some of the originality out of how you make your beats or how you do your music, because like you don't necessarily have a style, because like a query doesn't have a style unless you say it in the query.
Like generative art is not quite as stylized. Like, I mean, you can tell it what style to be, but it's not like yourself. So I'm not like a get off my lawn sort of person. Like whenever I talk about it, if that's how you do it, that's how you do it. I feel like AI might be the same as a sample pack.
you know.
For sure. Yeah.
So yeah,
there's a lot of different like AI in music.
Yeah.
There's like the stem separator, which great. Love
it's
that.
incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think everyone unanimously is like, we love that. When it comes to like generating samples and stuff, it's like, not quite there. Maybe some. I actually did sample, Udio.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit actually makes like some crazy jazz. I will say the quality,
it's not there yet.
It's not there in the sense that like when you're sampling a record, a lot of times it like already has like the panning. I feel like most AI stuff is super mono.
Yeah.
And like you have to kind of like dress it up.
Yeah.
But obviously there's that whole concept of like you can't polish a turd. In the future, we're probably gonna have higher quality.
Oh yeah.
So it might not be like that. But right now, I don't know, you can get away with degraded sound, and that can be part of the quality of it, and it can be cool. So I was just curious if you had any hot takes.
I'm not too high or too low about it. It's just like I'm gonna still make some heat regardless. I'm gonna make some heat regardless of what it is, and if it comes down to me having to type in a query or something like that, so be it. But like I'm gonna keep going through this vinyl until I can't anymore. So
yeah, and I feel like even just in like the production stuff, like some of the tools that they're making that are like generative, you can still feed like the MIDI to trigger like really high quality samples and stuff. So yeah.
And then also I think about it like this too. This would be like the last point I can make on it. Like this isn't even just like with AI in general. This is just like with sample-based producing in general, right? If you do it the right way, one, it keeps people paid. Two, it puts you on to music that you may not have known about. Like not to go back on Kendrick or or anything like that, but with Squabble Up, like popular freestyle record, when I hear music, like that's popular, but then like if you're born in 2005, you don't know what that record is, so like stuff like that, like it keeps music alive, that's really what I think, and then like R.I.P. Quincy Jones. Like Quincy Jones has however many decades of music, right? And let's say like you sample like some Brothers Johnson or like something like that like Quincy Jones produced, like you do that in 2035. Like I said, if you're like, my son's not going to know who Quincy Jones is unless like you put him onto that music. So if that's how you get it through sample based production, do it, so I think that's the one thing like versus AI that like I really appreciate about sampling a record.
Yeah, dude, that's so real in the sense that there's so much stuff you don't even like. There's so much stuff that came out in the 90s or in the early 2000s that I remember that like I would have never known it was a remake. Like even movies too. Like I remember like I learned like The Italian Job. Like it's just a great, like I think it's a great 2000s movie. I actually just have a love for like somewhat bad early 2000s movies.
I love it.
Or like I think like Gone in 60 Seconds. That's another movie I just love randomly.
Yeah,
but it's a remake.
Yeah.
And it's like I would have just never known that.
Yeah.
And so much music is the same way.
Yeah. Sure, I mean, Scarface is a remake.
Is it?
Yeah. So now you're gonna do your homework.
I don't even know.
See?
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah,
So,
a lot of stuff. Literally, because we just didn't have as much documentation.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you find an old poster from the 1920s for Scarface, and you're like, oh shit, that was a movie.
Exactly.
I don't know when the original was, but
sometime before. But yeah, like stuff like that. Like if you didn't know that, you didn't know that, so now like you're intrigued to go look.
Yeah.
So
that's the whole thing with like who sampled, which is so fun.
Yeah. Exactly. So
yeah. So in a way, it's good that we eventually that stuff loses the copyright, so then you can re kind of do it. Yeah,
it's gonna be a while, but yeah,
it's gonna be a while. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about copyright, but that's unless you got any hot takes about like it should be a shorter period of time.
I'm not going to say anything about copyright because I am a repeat infringer. So
Yeah.
We'll leave it like that.
For sure. All right, man. Well, I don't know. I feel like the songs, we could listen to another one if we want, but that was a good one to, unless some of the other ones, you want to end with a different one?
We can do some unreleased.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'll play an unreleased, right?
Yeah.
Are
these the ones that you sent that are
they're
MP3s?
they're MP3s.
Or whatever, a file.
We can do, just because I want to play one more and I don't want to leave anybody out, I will play one of mine. This one's called Pac Van Exel. This is on my upcoming album, Dad Bod. Coming out sometime next year. I'm trying to get finished with mixing and all that stuff. But I'm known to rap every now and then.
Okay.
I know this is the Poducer podcast, but like, you know, we rhyming a little bit. But yeah.
I interview rappers.
Okay, cool. That works.
If you make stuff, you produce things.
That's the gateway. That's how you get in, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is shout out to APJ Films, shout out to Purple Box. We just did a Purple Box, really, really good platform. I'll let you know about them. Super dope. They do like a lot of content with like local MCs or whatever, and like the aesthetic and like the way that it's packaged up is incredible. But yeah, we just did a Purple Box last week. The video was shot. I'm gonna put it out on my birthday in January. But yeah, like with Dad Bod, it's just another compilation album. I'll rhyme on a couple. Have a couple beats, but mostly I have the homies on them. So this one in particular, I'm rhyming on. It's called Pac Van Exel. Another basketball tidbit. Nick Van Exel. He's left-handed. He's bald. Really good at basketball. I'm left-handed. I'm bald. I'm really good at making music. So Pac Van Exel. There you go.
You ever we'll listen to it, but I just was thinking of Logic has a song called Dad Bod.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Logic's new, not the latest project, but he had one before that where he was doing a bunch of beats with no ID, and like some of those beats were fire.
Nah, yeah, his beat selection is really good. I don't necessarily like him as an MC for real. I remember like
I think he's very polarized like that.
Yeah, whenever he first came out, I was like really, really tapped in. Like when he was doing like Young Sinatra and like all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know if it's just because like as I'm getting older, my taste is getting a little bit different as far as like music. So I don't necessarily check. I don't check for him, but like whenever I do, it's really good. So
no, I get you. Yeah. I kind of, you know, I'm not gonna throw any hate. I just will say, I get what you're saying.
Nah, for sure.
All right, let's run it. Was that you?
Yeah.
Just like this?
Yep. Yeah, me on the production, me on the scratches. So, yeah.
Let me see if I still got it. Stack paper, make magic, big deposits. Put your money all on me, open your wallet. I ain't have Jordans, rock that ones, the Ben Wallace. Was in the lab trying to make a profit. I did the knowledge, that's when the flow became polished. Cause after college it was on and popping. Cause they say when them big things in motion, it's hard to stop it. Simple physics, we had the plan in motion. I've been that guy, always had the notion.
Tallahassee was the pond, now I'm in Chicago Ocean, floating.
I rode the ride when life was roller coasting. Cause me and rappers nowadays ain't adjacent. Cause I don't go everywhere that they went. And when it come to cruise, I'm a free agent. Cause dudes I was in cruise with was too complacent. That's why you always gotta watch your cipher. That's the difference between Fortune 500 and 25 the lifers. Experience made the rhymes wiser. You make beats, mines are just nicer. I swear rappers pushing 50 talking about how many drugs they sell. Outside looking in, you just tell on yourself. Niggas talking hard, claiming they got body, but got body. Must be lying in they rhymes probably. But let me see what else I can add.
Subtle Phil. Like that though.
Yeah.
I'm not a 5%er, but I do know some brothers that build and destroy. Know some people who do 5% of what they enjoy. Life's balance. Never sleep on your talents. Cause God can give it, but it can vanish in the blink of an eye. No matter the scale, we stay real. I prevail. That's why I relate so much to Allen I. These rappers doing less than alright. They was clout chasing, still in my light. That's probably why I came back to the mic. You bought the beat, but you ain't rhyme on it right. I'm
Left-handed, but watch for the right.
Jump shot looking nice. Switch from 3, it's gonna be a long night. I swear what we have is very special. I'm just a ball nigga ballin'. Pack Van Exel.
Yeah.
Dude, this is fucking...
I appreciate
We saved it for the end.
Yeah.
The rap, goddamn.
Appreciate
Some of those rhymes are great.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
I also really like this sample or whatever it is. The like,
yeah, it's Bob James. I can't even think of the name of the record, but it's a Bob James record, and
for sure.
Yeah, Bob James is that guy. He's gonna get his money. So I don't really get to rap on like the drumless beats all the time, but
I was gonna say, yeah, it doesn't really have like drums per se, but there is like some transients.
Yeah.
Right.
It's enough to keep you okay.
Drumless beats.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like a popular thing?
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
So like when you listen to people like West Side Gun, Conway, I said that's so crazy. Conway, like anybody from like Griselda or like anybody who's like 35 and up for real, like that loves like grimy like hip hop, like Rock Marciano, if you know him. But yeah, like that's a thing. That's been a thing since like I was like Rock Marciano is like the godfather of it for real. Like Rock Marciano and Ka, R.I.P. Ka, like they're like the godfathers of it. But then like people like Griselda and like people like The Alchemist really like took it to like another level. Yeah, it's just another style, like another style of hip hop. You know, like we like hip hop has had like so many different variations as far as just like how they do stuff. You know, like if you go back, you know, to the beginning, like, you know, sampling the disco records, then, you know, sampling the jazz records and putting the break beats and the James Brown, you know, drums and stuff over them, you know, then going to, you know, you can go as far as like, you know, Kanye doing the, you know, the high pitched samples, you know, and then like, you know, going to like your commercial stuff, like with Southside and like, you know, Metro Boomin and stuff. And then like, you know, having like this drumless stuff, you know, versus the boom bap or whatever that you have like from that golden age style of hip hop. It's another, you know, it's another cool little art style. You know, it can get redundant if you listen to like a crazy amount of drumless beats all the time. But
yeah, like I need that full kick.
Yeah.
At a certain point. Maybe.
Yeah, you know, but it's like if you really like dig in the right places, it's really, really cool. You know, like one of my favorite albums as of late was the album that the Earl Sweatshirt did with The Alchemist. You know, just like that's a cool style. You know, they had some drum stuff on there, but you know, they had the drumless stuff on there too. And it's just like when you think of like people like Earl Sweatshirt and like Navy Blue and like stuff like that, it's just like they're like the way that they go about their production style is really cool, you know. So
yeah, are there any other people right now that like you've been listening to for inspiration? Like, are you on that Tyler kick? Are you like
I'll say like somebody that I've really, really been listening to. Like I'm listening to Duck World all the time. Like those are the homies, so they keep me going. But like a lot of stuff from Conductor Williams. A lot of stuff from The Alchemist. let me see, like those two for sure. Like, cause like I've just been like on a really like big hip hop like wave right now. But like Conductor for sure. Yeah, Conductor and the Alchemist.
I need to check that out. I like the name. He sounds like he's like driving a train.
Nah, yeah, like it's crazy. Like his tag, even like from his tag, it's just
What's
like
his
super.
tag?
Conductor, we have a problem. Conductor, we have a problem. Conductor, we have a problem. Like,
and then it just fucking.
Nah, like seriously, like it's incredible, yo. Like,
oh, dude, I love
that. I think the Drake record is called, I want to say like 6 a.m. in Dallas. Like that's like the biggest thing that he's done, but he does like a lot of stuff for Griselda and like West Side Gun and like stuff like that. And so then like, yeah, like I said, like a lot of Conductor, a lot of the Alchemist too. Just cause like the Alchemist has always been like one of my inspirations, but for him for the amount of time that he's been like in music, the clip that he's performing at is just like ridiculous. You know, even like as far as like, you know, having a Grammy nominated album with Freddie Gibbs when he did Alfredo, to doing you know, the album with Larry June. He just did an album with Big Sean. You know, like stuff like that. And like at the clip that he's performing at is I didn't even, like I said, through all this time he still had the Earl Sweatshirt album and stuff like that. And it's just like he did Meet the Grams for Kendrick. You know, so just like the clip that he's performing at and like the level.
Wow.
Yeah, like so Conductor, Alchemist, and Pete Rock for sure. So that's what I'm listening to right now.
Dude, I got some homework to do.
I got you. I'm a
Appreciate
nerd.
that.
I'm a nerd when it comes to it. So I got you.
I just like really appreciate sitting down with you, man. This is sick. Like,
of course.
And like it's just really cool to talk to someone who knows so much about the history of like hip hop and just music in general. But like it's really just special to me to like, because there's so much stuff that you were talking about that I'm like, fuck, I gotta go write that down. I gotta go figure that out now.
Nah, yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Because like, especially like for somebody like me, and especially for somebody like me and a producer, I don't necessarily get the opportunity to really like answer questions, you know, or like I've like I said, I've been doing this since on like a certain level since like 2012, and I've done like maybe 6 interviews, you know, but like this is like by far like the coolest one.
I mean, we've been going for a minute, which I love.
I think that's why. So
we've gone deep.
Nah, for sure. Like like I said, I'm somebody who like really, really respects the culture. Like I respect music so much.
Yeah,
you know?
I can tell.
Yeah. So I really like I said, being able to like really dive in and like really do all that. I appreciate it, bro.
Dude, of course. Yeah. Anytime, man. I wanted to ask before we get out of here, I got one more other question, which I have to ask.
I'm here.
Is like, if there was a goal in mind, like some kind of, I don't know how far into the future, but like you were saying you want to be in like the textbooks, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything like tangible that's out there right now that would be like something, or like maybe not just like the Chicago people, but certain producers or certain artists that you'd like really, it would be a dream to work with or something?
Honestly, anybody, bro. Like anybody. I think a tangible goal, I would really like to be on a Grammy nominated project. I think that's something that would be great.
Dude.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. Nah, like especially like somebody like me, like from where I'm from or whatever, like we're like really military. Like we're a military retirement like city, right? And like the coolest people that we have like coming from my areas like Emmett Smith and Roy Jones. You know, Emmett Smith played for the Cowboys and Roy Jones is like heavyweight boxer. You know, so like being on a Grammy nominated project, and I
love how that's tangible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because that's how I feel like it should be. Like when you have so many beats, or just music, you have so much like talent and just fucking the network, and like I do feel like it is tangible.
I appreciate that.
I think it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, I think it's tangible, one, because like I'm saying that it's tangible, and like I said, I'm one of the like, as far as my circle, like I said, I'm one of the few that didn't quit, you know. So the trajectory that like I'm able to go on, just because I know my work ethic, I feel like it can happen for sure. So yeah, I think like not even like a 5-year plan. I think that like that's a goal that like I would want to go for sure.
Yeah, dude, hell yeah! I hope that happens.
Thank you.
So we talked about your first concert, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what was a concert that was just like game changing for you? Like something where you went to it and you're like, damn, like I need to do something like that, or like maybe not that you have to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's completely out of left field, but it just changed your perspective.
I don't know, cause like I don't really go to shows for real. You know what? Nah, you know what? One show that really, really, really changed my perspective that I went to virtually. Kanye Coachella.
Was this during COVID?
Nah, this was like 2000. Cause what time was I dating this girl? This was like 2011. So this was like my beautiful dark twisted fantasy period. Yeah, and I feel like this Coachella was like the first Coachella that like the internet paid attention to. Yeah, so like I said, I was 19. So I remember I was in a cafe. It's like 10 o'clock at night. 10, 11 o'clock at night or whatever, and like I'm watching this concert and just like being like, yo, this is crazy. Because it's stadium music. I think that's why my beats sound like luscious and full like that, because like I kind of picture stadium music. Like what can I make to have like this music sound like amazing to 100,000 people and Soldier Field or something like that, right? So yeah, like once I saw that and I saw like the production aspect, listening to live versions of what the studio song sounds like visually, because like around this time, this is like when Kanye had his blog too, whenever he was blogging like super heavy, so like I was already just like in the Kanye like ecosystem.
He had a blog?
Yeah, KanyeUniversity.com. Yeah, like this is where I found out about Tyler this way. Because he's like one of the first people to like really like put people on to Tyler.
Damn, it was like Kanye Truth Social. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, like I was already like in like the Kanye ecosystem or whatever, and yeah, like watching that, I was just like, yo, I gotta figure out how to do something like that. So
that's crazy. Yeah. What? I didn't even know about that.
Yo,
but
I'm gonna text you some links, bro.
No, I'm gonna need some links for sure.
Yeah, no,
we went through a lot of stuff.
75-80% of like rap or like all like descendants of Kanye, and like Kanye and or Pharrell, and like what they've done. Like if you look at like it's Tyler the Creator, like his DNA is like all like Kanye and Pharrell. You know, so like stuff like even like from the fashion.
I was gonna say, have you seen that thing where it's like Kanye and Pharrell just like sitting there nodding their heads, just like,
yeah,
they're like at a fashion show or something, but they're like both like, yo, what is this song?
Yeah. You know, like stuff like that. You know, like from the, like I said, from the Tylers of the world to the Lil Yachty's of the world, like that's all Kanye and Pharrell. You know, so yeah, like I said, with my I had a mixtape that I came out with, like this is like when I was rhyming heavy, like 2010, 2011, something like that. Now, like I had a song called Baby Kanye, you know, so like that's always been like my thing. So like when once you see this Coachella performance, you'll be like, oh,
all right,
makes sense.
Okay,
yeah.
First virtual concert, but I could see why that would be game changing. You're literally sitting there like in a cafe and like watching, and you're like, dude, what?
Yeah.
And also the way that they film some of that stuff, it's almost like better than being there, because you're only like, I'm not saying it's better, but I'm saying you get more angles.
Yeah. No, it's like it's a plus and a minus for sure. Because I remember I went to a Kanye Sunday service, and like being there is like the vibes are like way better versus watching it online. You know, because I've done both. I've seen one online and I've been in person for one, and yeah, so like you can't knock being there in person, but like when you're watching it virtually, you can actually like hear and like see the whole stage, you know. So yeah, you don't
have to worry about coverage. It's
that
just,
part.
They got the mix.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
All right, let's do shout outs real quick. I know we've shouted out a lot of people, but this is kind of like the ending shout out where it's like, I don't know, just someone, maybe a couple people who you would like to give special credit for.
Nah, for sure. Shout out to Duck World. Shout out to Hip Hop. I'm not naming names anymore. I'm pretty sure I forgot somebody. So shout out all the artists I'm working with. I will say these though. Jay Wade, we got a project coming out. Castaway, we got a project coming out. Omar Raps, we got a project coming out. 2025 is lit.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, so those are like the for sure joints we got coming out. Like stuff is recorded and almost ready to go. Shout out to Crew. Shout out to Ariel. That's my family. Love y'all. Yeah, man. Shout out to all the supporters, man, for real, because like I'm an outsider. I'm not from here. So like I appreciate everybody like who like really supports everything that I got going on. And yeah, shout out to you.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate that. Am I forgetting something? Oh yeah, where can people find you? Like
I'm terrible at that, right? So you can get me on X for I don't know how long. I don't know how much longer. Instagram _pack_beats with a Z. If that's too long, #backpack season. You will see me. If you want some merch, go to nomorefreebeats.com.
Oh yeah, he makes all of his merch.
Yeah, you know.
We didn't even talk about the merch, but it's
cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, we're here to talk about the beats, man. Nah, yeah, but if you want the merch, go to nomorefreebeats.com. We just dropped some new stuff. Yeah, new drop is pretty cool. It's like my favorite drop so far. That's really it. You can go to Bandcamp to search Backpack Beatz. Search for me on DSPs. We got stuff going on, man. You know, the grind never stops. That's it.
You'll find him. I'll put the links. Don't worry.
You can Google me, I think. So we'll see.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I don't know if you can Google Poducer.
I really don't know if you can Google me. We're gonna see.
yeah, try it out. Work that SEO.
Yeah.
Dude, well, again, thank you so much for coming through.
I
think this might be one of the longest ones. And
cut it down.
I don't know. We might just keep it.
Cut it down.
We'll cut out some stuff. Yeah. But yeah, dude, thank you again.
Appreciate you.
If you guys made it this far, we appreciate you listening, and we'll catch you next time. Doses.
Peace.
Oh boy.
That was great.
We've done it.
That was great.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is your host, Jerry. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. If there's someone you'd like to see on the show, leave a comment below. I read them. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, we'd appreciate it if you leave a review and hit that 5-star rating. Thank you for your support, and we'll catch you on the next one.